Alright, hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to the Slormancer. So, yeah, let's go this way. Shovel compass is broken. We found the shovel compass, but it's in bad condition. Currently, it's a rusty handle that points north. So we must find Pedro's shovel compass repair kit in order to repair the only shovel in the kingdom. We'll have to go through this area to reach the central square of the graveyard, where Pedro claims to have left his shovel compass repair kit. Whew. Anyway, I kind of want to see if we can unlock some new characters at some point soon.
My shovel compass repair kit is not in this area, but we have to go through it. Well, that's strange. My shovel compass no longer points north. But that direction over there, we should follow the way it's pointing.
Alright, and we also have mana. Right. It's odd that it's telling me about it now, all things considered. Anyway, back to just biffing things with my stick. I have questions about the efficacy of the stick versus just slashing at things. I mean, this stick is great. It feels slow, though. And I almost wonder if I should change gears and actually go back to biffing things. I kind of want to just try some of the other characters, is the other answer, because I didn't actually play the wizard in the demo. Oh, right. That's the other thing I was going to do. I was going to turn down the sound effects further. Because the music in this game is crazy quiet. And I kind of want to hear it. The music is at 100%. This is some of the most audio balance I think I've ever had to do. Either that or... What? Did I do that? I can't have. Oh, no, I did. Okay, beginner's luck. Luck continuously grows while you're in combat and stops whenever it reaches X amount. Okay. And presumably whenever it hits 100%, we get a crit. Or maybe it just resets whenever I get a crit. I'm not entirely sure. There's some interesting features, functions, and ideas that went into this one specifically. Okay, let's just... Yeah, that's new. Is that a feature of my equipment, or... Man, I have no idea. But I guess I fire meteors now. Alright, maybe my decision, my desire to switcheroo might be premature here. Okay, what do we got here? Nah, just the usual. Just more skelemen. I do hope they work on their enemy variety a little bit in this game. Maybe. I mean, fodder is fodder no matter which game it is, but sometimes it's nice to have at least something to pay attention to. Apart from, are these skeleton archers or are these just skeleton warriors? But that's okay. I'm really hoping we get into some of the crazy bits. That said, I'm dropping meteors on things, so like... Clearly I must be doing something right already. I just wish I understood how and why, so I could potentially take control of it in some way, shape, or form, and use it for my own benefit. Yeah, so whenever I light up, it drops a meteor on something nearby. That's, that is very much not beginner levels of abilities, at least as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So I'm just gonna... There we go. That's the music I was looking for. Holy crap, that's the music I was looking for. Where was this business? And it's gone. Am I listening to, like, a trailer in the background? Is Steam? No. Yeah, no, that's just the game's music. It just takes a little while. Alright. No meteor. So it's not always meteor. Sometimes it's other things. But yeah, the importance of a bumpin' soundtrack cannot be denied. And this is starting to bump. It just took a while to wind up. Okay. I guess I should probably look at my skills at some point and see if I can do anything else. Let's see. So Mighty Swing, what can we get? So, crit chance, daze chance, skewer chance. To skewer. Wish I knew what skewer was. I'm probably going to invest at least somewhat into crit, but even then, I think I'd rather mostly invest into... let's see. Mostly into just making my stick better. And of course, I am just shy on SLORM now. Well, that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do Stickomancy, but I think I might want to switch classes and see what they have to offer. I like the stick, but I feel like some really interesting AoEs could be really neat. Or we just have to wait until we get some more unique ability. We are dropping meteors on people. I don't know why I'm so stuck on this. Oh, I am like fully out of mana. Now what I might also want to look into is having an alternate ability here. That actually generates mana for me. Because currently I don't have much of anything that hits that, that fits that bill. Oh boy. This guy is taking some punching to get through. What if the other adventurers are actually just already available and I haven't, I just didn't go looking? I guess I probably should. Okay. Well, let's just circle strafe and chop. You need to die, sir. You are way too tough for your own good. Well, that helps. Thank you, errant meteor, wherever you come from and however I'm conjuring you. Okay, Meta and Elite, they have different skills. Watch out for them. Done. Yeah, like I said, music's actually real good. Just took a bit to get rolling. I'll turn the sound effects back up to like 25%. I think the main issue is the stick is loud. And much of the audio is actually very quiet on this game. Let's see. We should probably take a look at equipment because we have some. Okay, so we're looking for Thorns damage and raw damage. There we go. That should help tremendously, actually. Just increasing my Thorns damage by even the barest amount. Yep, I am now considerably stronger. Yeah, don't forget to actually put on your equipment. Should have done that a while ago, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Because, yeah, at this point, Stickomancy has become considerably stronger. Okay, new active skill unlocked, Throwing Sword. Alright. Am I just going to be ranged? Okay. Let me check. Throwing Sword. Okay, so Throwing Sword costs mana baseline. And it potentially has bleed. Okay. Let's equip on... Right-click for Throwing Sword. Okay, and let's switch this one back so it's getting me mana. Because damage based on thorns would be nice, but if I've got the throwing sword and then the stick to generate mana, that seems like it might be better for me overall. And let's get a 2% chance to trigger astral retribution. Oh, that's probably the meteor. Alright. Alright, so we are now a ranged, we are now a ranged fighter. My desire to switch away from this character has abated considerably, as I have now discovered some kind of interesting builds that I wish to pursue. Now here's the question. Does bleed stack? Yes, it does. Not only does it stack, it does a shit ton of damage, too. The only immediate problem is it's got a bit of a cooldown. But that's okay. I'm sure I'll be able to reduce that somehow, at some point. Anyway. Oh, maybe I should actually attach it to, like, my one skill. Maybe. I don't know, I'm not going to be swinging my sword at anything anyway. I'm just going to be running around making every skeleton bleed, and then just walking off for a while. Now, if only I could get it to pierce or spread or do an AoE. I would be a happy camper. It's... It's a weird build. I'll give it that. Because, yeah, the bleed is seemingly enough to kill everything. Given enough time. But yeah, if I do one and then the other, then I don't have to worry about the cooldown as much. And it's usually a solid enough 1-2 punch that it kills everything. And keeps my mana nice and high and dry. Close enough. I can afford to be a little sloppy. Let's just continuously accrue money. I'm not entirely sure if money is useful. I know money in Diablo 2 always felt like it was kind of unnecessary. It's like, hey, I have funds. What do I spend it on? I don't know, you could go gambling. But yeah, why? I'm sure there are more things that I could spend money on, but I know, especially once you started getting into the online multiplayer sections, it was very much just like Stones of Jordan, I think it was. Like, the economy was completely different in that regard. It was kind of fun to experience, but only lightly, because I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into Diablo 2. At least I didn't put a whole lot of effort into closed BattleNet. I absolutely was just open BattleNet cheat to my heart's content. I wish more games actually had that, like online games. Like, give me a... Well, Outriders, for example. I know recently has like anti-cheat measures, but all it does is it marks you. But I would have almost preferred it if they had the open and closed BattleNet, and that's it. And, you know, so if you do want to play quote-unquote open BattleNet with your cheated character, it's like, okay, yeah, this character is cheated, or has cheated items. And maybe you can only play with other characters, or other players that have the same limitations. Or not, I don't know. Really, I just think that game should have had a single-player mode. Let's see. Should probably stay away from the archers a little bit. Nope. There we go. This build is coming together in the best possible way. Man, I actually feel like I could even wreck that Skella Knight Dudahood if I wanted to. Let's see. It's almost methodical. 1, 2, 1, 2. And through and through. The Vorpal Blade went snicker snack, and the skeleton dropped dead. Well, it was already dead, but, you know what I mean. Which means, I guess, to some degree, we can step away from going, we can step away from going thorns. Because I don't think I'm gonna my stick's not gonna benefit from it nearly as much. At least not until I up my mana regen tremendously. Because I know for a fact I would run out pretty quick. Okay, well, let's keep absorbing funds, regardless of whether or not it's immediately productive to have money in this. There's just something satisfying about destroying a billion pots. That is just ridiculous. The back of your head is ridiculous. I forgot about that. It's been some time. I just throw everything. It's not a build that I was expecting to go. I mean, I knew I was going to be throwing the stick. Like, that I was well aware of.
A villager just came out of the breach. Looks like the shovel compass points in the direction of the nearest breach. We should use it to close breaches and save more villagers.
What an amazing experience! I have to go back to the village quickly to... Oh, but I see that you have a SLORM Reaper! I'm an expert myself. Come to me in the village. I could give you a tip or two. Fair enough. Head home. Fascinating experience! I think I'm actually getting this voice a little too close to the king's, but you know what? It's fine. Maybe I'll give him more of like a classic nerd voice.
Are you saying that my shovel compass can locate breaches? It really is exceptional.
He has a shovel on his back!
But we still have to find my shovel compass repair kit. We should visit the villager we brought back. He'll certainly have things to tell us.
PR Geranium. My name is Geranium. People, yeah, this is a better voice. People often call me the Reaper Professor. Oh, Professor Oak, Professor Geranium. I knew it was a reference, I just couldn't place it immediately. SLORM Reapers are exciting weapons, you know. They have a soul of their own, awakened by the SLORM. There are many of them, and each one has been forged for a champion of Hurrah in the past. For some, SLORM Reapers are items to collect. Others use them for fights. Given your incompetence in combat, you must be a collector like me. You have merit. They are very rare weapons and are very hard to find. Ah, I see you do use it to fight. Then let me help you. You're not using it to its full potential at all. Look. Click. This is it. From now on, your SLORM Reaper will become more powerful every time you absorb SLORM. Isn't it wonderful? You'll be able to find others during your adventures. But be careful, they're very rare. Come back to me as soon as you find your first one. SLORM Reapers are extremely rare items that can be found by destroying breaches. Each SLORM Reaper has a unique effect that usually changes the way you should use your skills. Yep, that sounds pretty great, actually. Let me check. Yep, so now it has levels, and here's the big old list of SLORM Reapers. They're incredibly rare, but there's 5 pages of each, and they look pretty ridiculous as they go along, so that just increases raw damage. Alright. Let's see. First and foremost... Let's double check. I haven't leveled up. Have I gotten the mastery on this one? No. I'm gonna keep investing in the astral drop. We also have careful throw and splintered. But I'm pretty cool with Revenge the Forest. If that's what I think it is. And does what I think it does. Breach Hunter. We realized that the shovel compass did not indicate north, but the nearest breach. This is a surprising shovel. We'll have to make a small detour through this area in order to clear the breach there, before reaching the central square of the graveyard. Tip. This tip is a lie.
My shovel compass indicates a breach in this area. We should close it. It's on our way to the shovel compass repair kit anyway. Try not to ruin everything.
I want to fight more elite monsters. Okay, these guys did get tougher, but they do give more EXP. I don't know. It balances out. I definitely kind of wish I had an AoE here. Like, the bleed is enough. But it could be so much more. It does have a duration on it, though. It doesn't last forever. It just lasts a very long time. Most games have kind of uninteresting bleed effects, where it's just like, well, this lasts for a grand total of 5 seconds and does less damage than if you just hit an enemy a second time. Why the heck would you ever spec into bleed, you moron? I can't tell you how many games that I play that are just like, man, you know these bleed effects? These status effects? Poison, bleed, stun, shock, burning? You know that stuff is for the crazy people that want to try something other than just mulching an enemy with pure raw power. And it's always disheartening playing games like that, because it's just like, but what if I want to be something other than just Hitman man? And so many games just say no. And it drives me nutters. I have no idea how this one's actually going to boil down. I hope they don't go the Diablo route where you just randomly have enemies that are invulnerable to certain things. Like, I can kind of understand fire resistance, but it's... I remember playing Diablo 2, getting to the final difficulty level, and it was one of those where there were certain enemies that had straight up just like physical immunity, and I was playing a barbarian, so I had to kill a guy with the like small amount of cold damage that one of my random ass bows had. And it was slightly misery. I might want to consider switching at some point. No, never mind. The extra Goldus giving me the raw damage, like, I'm assuming that's the last thing to get. 69 points to get there. Whoo boy. That's gonna take some time. We're gonna keep pushing on this. It's gonna take a while to actually get there. Let's see. But that's okay. We also have a mastery level I should probably invest in. Oh. Is that the Nature's Retribution? It's a stick from on high. You know what? I'm fine with that. I don't actually know what's going on with like half of my skills. Inexplicable things are happening and I'm just glad to have them happen. So, bleed deals extra damage, increased equal to your pierce chance. Also slows enemies. Or mana cost is reduced. Not terribly interesting. I think I want to just go for heavy injury. Let's see. But that's going to require a fair bit of SLORM, so I guess we'll just have to keep rolling, at least for a while. Okay. It's a really weird build in terms of just chuck stick, then chuck sword, rinse, repeat. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. It is quite enjoyable just sitting there 1-2 punching things left and right. I'm looking forward to once we have many of those other like talent trees to spec into, because maybe we can get some more useful abilities as part of that. Or not. Who knows? Let's see. Siege Hood. Well, that does it. Storm Reaper is gaining EXP as you are. It's accumulated enough to level up. Increasing the level of Storm Reaper increases its effect and damage. Got it. Let's see. So yeah, just every time it levels up, it gets just 2 extra raw damage. Alright, let's take a look at what I've got. So evasion, max life, Evasion, mana regen. I mean, it's okay. Slightly better thorns damage. No, I want to keep the raw damage. I don't really need to worry about survivability, at least not yet. Most enemies barely even hit me. And so I kind of just wander around looting instead of fighting. Like, I could have a more hands-on approach, especially if I was swinging the sword regularly. But this lets me get my loot along the way. Yeah, I should look into Pierce Chance, because I'm curious about how that affects my bleed. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be checking my equipment every single time I grab some loot, even if it isn't an immediate upgrade. So you might see me, you know, wait a couple of minutes between. Oh, this is so satisfying. Okay, now is this the same song? That's my one fear with games like this, is that they just have the same song forever. And I don't fully know. Let me see. I don't want to get on to any long topics. I guess I can kind of get into a weird topic. I've been working on video essays lately. Just as kind of like a means of collecting my thoughts. Because I spend a lot of these videos just sitting around kind of lightly podcasting about just things. Sometimes it's relevant, sometimes I'm just talking about, I don't know, Beyond Burger. And my descent into, like, full-on vegetarianism. Which, like, there's a lot of topics under that one. That I actually would like to get way further into. Just as something to talk about, because I got 20,000 videos on YouTube. I have said more words than most people ever will? Question mark? No, that's probably not it. I know tons of people who talk a lot. Probably a lot more than I do. I've said more recorded words than most people. I'm sure voice actors probably have me beat. Maybe? Probably. But, you know, 20,000 videos is like, that's a lot. There's only a couple of YouTubers that have more than that, at least to the sheer length and time invested. But so I've found myself over the last couple of years starting to feel a little antsy, because so many... This is a new song. Very similar to the previous one, but I think it's new. I missed. That's okay. But I've been finding myself getting antsy because a lot of the topics that I'm bringing up are ones that I've said before. You know, the stories that I've told are the same ones that I've told at least 1 or 2 or 3 times before. And it becomes kind of difficult, kind of frustrating, where I feel like my life is on loop. I need to do new things with myself to actually feel like I have something to talk about. And to some degree, just, like, experiencing stuff of any variety. You know, going out, going on hikes, interacting with people. Or just playing new games that does the trick. Though, to some degree, no matter what, I'm still going to feel like I'm lightly on loop all the time, just as a result of, like, yeah, I spend most of my day locked in front of a computer recording. But so I've been doing video essays to kind of start taking a lot of these topics that I normally talk about, and to put them... Boy, I could use a meteor right about now. I think we don't have the opportunity, though. They're giving me a lot more loot, though, which I am very appreciative of. Okay, SLORM Reaper is level 3, and we can go back to this and invest in heavy injury. Unfortunately, it does no extra damage because I have no pierce. I'll just keep an eye out for it. Well, there we go. A little late. Killing streak. Being on a killing streak is mostly for fame, but also slightly increases your SLORM find. Got it. Unfortunately, I think we're going to need to get way further in the game and way stronger before I start getting the killing streak. We also haven't even started on the fame track, whatever that does. Let's see. But because so many of the topics, you know, I've brought up before, but I bring them up in like a short period of time. You know, every episode is only so long, every series is so long, and it's hard to get really in-depth or really collected just because there's so many distractions. Be it, you know, a rift opening, dialogue, combat, boss fights, so on and so forth. And so, I've started to try and do video essays as just a means of putting thought on paper in a way that, you know, I hadn't necessarily done before. Ow. Or done in such a, like, an organized fashion. How much bleed can I get this guy to do? Because I feel like that's the secret to making this guy go down. Is just stack bleed on him like crazy. And I'm going to stand by that statement of I'm pretty sure that works. Way better than previously. But one of the unfortunate side effects of me putting my thoughts down is that, to some degree, it feels like I'm almost going to slowly run out of topics to talk about. And I'm not. You know, as long as I am, you know, thinking and looking at stuff and interacting with the world, there'll always be something new for me to find and learn and stuff. Huh. Whenever you cast Throwing Sword, you gain a block stack for every throwing sword thrown. Destroys physical projectiles it hits. Oh, that's incredibly good. Or reduce cooldown time. This is reduced by 1% for every stack of bleed on enemies, down to 0%. Ah. Still, very good. Gotta get up to mastery level 4, but that way we can just spam sword. I don't care about the rest of these, and this has to be up to mastery level 5 before I can even get it. Boy, it's gonna take a while, though. I think things level up considerably faster. I'm just gonna save my SLORM for the time being. But yeah, reducing the cooldown on the sword might not be a terrible idea. We might have to look into mana regen, but I can either do it via gear or via talent points. Because I'm not terribly committed to the money perk yet. Perks? Mainly because I haven't unlocked them. Like, we'll probably Oh. As soon as I gain the respecking, we're going raw damage. And we're going to stay there until we have enough points to actually afford something more interesting. Because right now I'm actually hamstringing myself a little bit. Where I could have spec'd really hard into just immediate damage for at least a little while. You know, I went for movement speed and money. But I bet if I killed things a lot faster, and we got further in the game and unlocked a bunch more... well, we had a bunch more stat points to actually spec in. Wait, can I actually just do that now? Maybe. No, that's not it. Character attributes. Oh, I also had one up here. Okay, so that's toughness branch summary. Armor max life. This does give me the thorns damage, but we're not really spec towards that. Yeah, I think we specifically want to go for savagery. Fury does have armor penetration, but that's not pierce. I'm just gonna look at a couple of things real quick. Yeah, a lot of the... Oh, this does give life regeneration, so that is a thing that you can spec into. But no, we're just gonna go for the raw damage right now. So, currently we have plus 36 raw damage and crit damage. Oh, new enemy type. Yep, this was the right choice. Because now I'm gonna be chewing through enemies faster. Way faster, which means potentially clearing through the game considerably faster. And then eventually we can think about switching it up and going back if we wanted to. But as it stood, I was getting minimal benefits from the build I was going, and now I'm getting major benefits. Now, some of those early talent, like the more interesting talents were earlier in the tree, then I think I'd actually go for them. But since they're not earlier in the tree, it's better for me to just be Hitman Stan until we actually, you know, have something to show for it. But yeah, new unit type. Admittedly, it's just like a basic thiefy, knifey assassin dude, but I'll take it. Okay, we've also picked up a lot of equipment. Raw damage and Thornton's damage. Yes. Attack speed? No, we want raw. Let's see, I'm gonna put that on. Let's see, I'm not doing thorns. Let's see, so we lose 2 raw damage for some thorns damage, but we're not doing thorns damage at all. Wow. Yep. I've, like, doubled my damage over the course of those 2 modifications. To some degree, I'm almost wondering if the sword's even worth it at this point. Because the stick does just about as much. I think the bleed's worth it on, I think the bleed is 100% worth it on enemies that are, well, now we are in one-shot territory. Let's see, it's 100% worth it on the bigger enemies that live long enough to actually justify the bleed damage. But now we are just, we are full on stick, and that's okay. Excuse me, sir. I just gotta reduce the cooldown or increase my attack speed. I'm not entirely sure what the limitation is on the stick. Assault Diadem. Love that. That's a good name for an item. Okay, what else we got here? I think I've already been through parts of this. I've been a little sloppy. What I really need is a gold pickup range. Just a little bit. Because I'm definitely losing out on a lot of gold here. Well, this is effective. I'm blown away. Yeah, to go back on my topic about talking about something for a long period of time, I've already kind of lost my train of thought on where I was going with my point. I just go for a while. It's not like I'm trying to fill time with what I'm saying, but it's one of those where it's just like, yeah, how do you be interesting for half an hour to an hour to hours on end? And so sometimes it works really well with games where the game itself is able to kind of carry the commentary through just based on like how interesting the game is. So, you know, I'm very focused on talking about what I'm going to do, what I am doing, what's ridiculous, reacting to that. It's tougher when it's a game that's more meditative, like this. And yes, grinding through large quantities of skeletons is meditative, as odd as that sounds. Let's see. We are now Master Level 4 on Wooden Stick. I guess we should probably invest into that, maybe. So, Careful Throw or Splintered. But I'm liking Revenge of the Forest. I might want to equip this again. Maybe. No, maybe not. We'll stick with the mana. I guess I'll just invest into Revenge of the Forest. Because the higher chance of that, the more likely we just have random stick friends just flying in to help out. Anything else here? The answer is no. But often it does feel like commentary is kind of more of a filler than anything else. And so the struggle is oftentimes, you know, how do you keep that interesting? And I think the longer I go, the more I've kind of just accepted that just talking is enough. But refining that is the true skill of what I would do, what streamers can do. And so I'm always really impressed when I see other streamers that, like, stream for 12 hours straight with, like, without breaks. I'm impressed, but I'm also horrified. It's like, I do that occasionally, but, you know, I'll take, like, a 5-10 minute break halfway through a very long stream to just sit down and say, like, hey, let's talk about stuff. Oh. Okay, this is now a bullet hell. I didn't realize. Okay. Luckily, that's not a problem.
There's another villager. This compass is actually helpful.
Alright, get the hood. We good? Gold prospector. Thanks for getting me out of this sordid place. I was able to steal a few valuable goods before you came. I'll show you my loot when we get back to the village. Alright, well, I've got some amount of money. Let's see what we can actually invest into. Gemma is back in town. Righto. Hi, handsome. My name's Gemma. I buy and sell all kinds of rare objects. You look like you're getting rich. We should be able to do business. You can take a look at my goods if you want. Okay, so, she sells... I have to spend money. This tab lets you sell items you no longer want. If you sell an item by mistake, you can hit the buyback tab. Okay. So let's see if any of these are particularly amazing. Nope. Alright. There we go. I made 400. I can't buy anything from her. Slormites and fragments, but boy, those are expensive. Well, that's fine. We at least have gotten rid of all of our extra stuff. And we've also gotten rid of our time for today. So, I've managed to fill yet another episode. Haha, I fooled you. No, I don't know. I really need to have, like, a weird topics list. But my topics list I'm using for my video essays. We've looped back on ourselves. I am the loop hero. Okay, so either way, this is a great stopping point for the second episode of Slormancer. I can't wait to play more of this. I can't wait to unlock more features. It's a bit of a drip feed at this point, and I'd like to see, I'd like to get further in and really play with some of these skills. I'm only seeing up to level 10 on some of these, which is interesting, but I feel like, the Reapers are really how we start managing to... Huh. Shorter range deals more damage. Deals damage to an enemy, has a chance to root an enemy. If a wood stick is perfect, wood stick has plus 10 additional projectiles casted around you. Okay. I understand how and why. And I'm looking forward to this. Let's see, extra damage. Whenever it deals damage to a skewered enemy, it applies skewer to him and any other enemy it hits. Whenever a wood stick is destroyed by a wall, it triggers an explosion of splinters. Oh, that sounds incredible. Huh. Mana cost of wood stick is reduced to 0, cannot be increased. But I'm assuming these other ones are really good. Namely, whenever you kill an enemy with a wood stick, it triggers an explosion of splinters. Yeah. So, the question would be, do we want 0 cost or do we want explosion? There's other things to look into, too, but I can see why that is what it is. But then there's also just this, whenever we get to ancestral stones, nobody. Aw. Alright, well, anyway, with all of that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.